Time flies when you're having fun, or so they say, but ever ponder why time seems to crawl by when you're young but then speed up once you're an adult? It's a head scratcher, isn't it? Why does it feel like the school holidays stretched on forever when you were a kid, but now the holidays are over before you can blink? Why is it that playing a video game for 5 minutes feels like mere seconds, yet studying for an exam feels like an eternity? And why does it seem like yesterday that you were learning to ride a bike, but now years have passed since you last saw your parents? Well, fear not, because today we're going to dive deep into this perplexing puzzle and uncover the reasons why time seems to slip through our fingers as we age. Get ready to have your mind blown as we explore the science, psychology, and pure nostalgia of this universal phenomenon. So sit back, relax, and get ready to discover why time seems to be nothing more than a tick-tock on the old clock. Number 1. Our brains are constantly evolving. As we grow from helpless infants into curious toddlers, eager preschoolers, attentive students, and eventually independent adults, our brains go through some serious changes. You see, our brains are constantly changing and adapting based on our experiences and environment. This process is called neuroplasticity. As children, our brains are like sponges, soaking up new information and forming new connections between brain cells at an astonishing rate. This is why it seems like we learn languages so easily as kids, but as we get older, the rate of neuroplasticity slows down. As a result, we may find it more difficult to learn new things or adapt to new experiences. Now here's the kicker. This constant change in our brain structure plays a significant role in how we perceive time. You see, the areas of the brain that are involved in processing time and regulating emotions are some of the last to fully develop. That means that as kids, we're essentially running on a different operating system than adults. Our brains are wired to savor and relish each moment, making time seem to stretch on endlessly. On the other hand, as we mature, our brains become more efficient at processing information and filtering out distractions. This allows us to accomplish more in less time, which gives us the illusion that time is speeding up. So basically, as we evolve from carefree kids into responsible adults, our brains undergo some major changes that affect how we perceive time. From the development of our prefrontal cortex to the rewiring of our neural pathways, these changes shape our ability to process information, regulate emotions, and ultimately our sense of time. Number 2, different stages of life, different perspectives. Think about it. When you were a kid, every day was an adventure. From playing with your friends to exploring the great outdoors to discovering new hobbies and interests, there was always something exciting to look forward to. As a result, time seemed to slow down, allowing you to fully immerse yourself in each experience. On the other hand, as you grew older and entered the workforce, your life became more routine. You had to wake up early, commute to work, meet deadlines, and balance your responsibilities. Before you knew it, your days were filled with tasks that needed your attention, and you found yourself racing against the clock to stay on schedule. So what gives? Why do our perceptions of time differ so much at different stages of life? Well, it all has to do with how our brains process novelty and routine. You see, our brains are wired to pay more attention to new and unexpected events because they signal potential threats or opportunities. That's why we remember our first kiss or the birth of our first child so vividly. These events were unique and emotionally charged, so our brains automatically encoded them into our long-term memory. On the other hand, routine events like brushing our teeth or driving to work don't trigger the same response. Our brains recognize these activities as mundane and unremarkable, so they don't allocate much effort towards encoding them into memory. This is why it seems like your childhood was filled with countless adventures and milestones. Even though you didn't have a camera to capture every moment, your brain was hardwired to prioritize the most emotionally significant experiences and file them away for safekeeping. As you grew older and entered adulthood, your life became more routine-oriented, and your brain began to focus on the tasks at hand rather than creating lasting memories. The result, a skewed perception of time where the present seems to fly by while the past stretches on forever. Number 3, shifting priorities, changing perspectives. As we navigate the twists and turns of life, our priorities and perspectives shift like sand dunes in a desert. When we're young, our primary focus is on ourselves and our own needs. The world revolves around us and we're eager to explore, learn, and grow. this self-centered perspective, is not only normal but necessary for our development. After all, we need to figure out who we are and what we want out of life before we can truly connect with others. However, as we mature, our priorities evolve, we start to consider the needs of those around us, such as our family, friends, and community. We take on new responsibilities and strive to make a positive impact on the world. This shift in perspective is driven by several factors, including social norms, personal growth, and changing circumstances. As we enter adulthood, we're expected to conform to certain societal roles and responsibilities. For example, we may feel pressure to get married, have children, or buy a house. These obligations can take up a significant amount of our time and energy, leaving us with less time and attention for ourselves. Additionally, our personal growth and maturity play a role in shaping our priorities. As we gain experience and wisdom, we begin to see the world in a different light. We develop new values and goals that guide our decisions and shape our perspectives. Finally, changing circumstances can also influence our priorities. For example, starting a new job, moving to a new city, or experiencing a significant loss can all shake up our routines and force us to reevaluate what's important to us. So why does this matter? Why should we care about our shifting priorities and changing perspectives? Well, it turns out that these changes have a profound impact on how we perceive time. When we're young and self-focused, time seems to slow down. Every moment is an opportunity for exploration and discovery, and we're eager to soak it all in. However, as our priorities shift and we take on new responsibilities, time seems to speed up. We become less focused on the present moment and more concerned with the tasks ahead. The result is a distorted sense of time where the future appears to be slipping away from us. To make matters worse, this distortion can lead to feelings of anxiety and stress. We may find ourselves constantly racing against the clock, trying to balance our responsibilities and achieve our goals. This can create a vicious cycle where our preoccupation with the future prevents us from fully enjoying the present, which only makes time seem to pass even faster. For our perception of time is subjective and influenced by our emotions, memories, and expectations. Our brains don't have a built-in clock to measure time, so we rely on our senses and previous experiences to estimate how much time has passed. This is why our perception of time is highly subjective and can vary depending on our emotional state, recent experiences, and expectations. For example, if you're having fun, you might lose track of time and feel like it's passing slower than usual. On the other hand, if you're bored or uncomfortable, time might seem to be passing more quickly. Additionally, our memories of past experiences can also influence our perception of time. If we have vivid memories of past events, we might feel like they happened more recently than they actually did. Conversely, if we have few memories of a particular period, it might seem like it lasted longer than it actually did. Our expectations about how long something will last can also play a role in our perception of time. If we expect an event to be short but it drags on, we might feel like time is passing slowly. Similarly, if we anticipate that a lot of time has passed but it was actually shorter than expected, we might not realize it until later. This is why time seems to fly by when we're doing something we enjoy, like watching our favorite TV show, and drags on when we're stuck in traffic or waiting for a meeting to start. Ultimately, our perception of time is a complex and fascinating phenomenon that is influenced by a variety of factors. By understanding how our brains process time, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the subjective nature of our experiences and the importance of living in the present moment. Time is a funny thing, isn't it? It seems to crawl by when we're young and then speeds up once we're all grown up. But hey, at least we have the memories to keep us company as we reminisce about the good old days. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more fun and informative content. And hey, if you've got a topic you'd like us to cover, just drop it in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep asking questions. We'll see you then.